Thanks for watching Valaction videos. If you like what you see, please click the subscribe link or like it down below. Thank you. Hello, I am Jeff Hajek. I'm the owner and founder of Valaction Continuous Improvement. Welcome to today's episode. This is my latest vlog. Today I'll be talking a little bit about processes and people. And that's because I see a lot of talk in lean circles about blaming the process and not the person. The truth is, people fall on a spectrum for most skills and characteristics. Now, I'm not sure if it is a bell curve or some other form of distribution, but with nearly all traits and skills, there is a pretty large cluster of people in the middle. We've got some outliers on the really good side, but just a few, and then some outliers on the very bad side. The question at hand is where the spec limit, the specification limit, for that job falls versus the curve. Take honesty, for example. Most people are fairly honest. I've seen a lot of instances where a person drops something, maybe money or a wallet or a phone, and several people all rush to return it. Now I know that there are people who will try to take the wallet. I'm just happy that I've seen far more of the former in my life than the latter. This is the curve for people's integrity. The small section to the left of the steel line, in this case the lower specification limit, would not be suitable for the job. But even the best of people will fib on occasion. They may lie about being sick to take a day off, or they might lie to their school about a child being ill so they can catch an earlier flight on a long weekend. And almost everybody will tell Aunt Esther that dinner tasted great when it really wasn't so hot, both figuratively and literally. All the area of the curve to the left of the social fibbing line is where these people fall. Most people don't seem to sweat it too much if their work pen ends up in their car. When you compare how the honesty curve fits relative to the limit line for your job requirements, the lower specification limit, you'll find that it gets drawn pretty far left on the curve, out in the area where thievery occurs. Again, here, I'm not talking about just a pen. This line is where full cases of office supplies go missing. If you get too stringent, you'll eliminate most of the pool of potential employees. The same holds true for skills, but with them, the line tends to cut into the curve a lot more. That just means that there are more people who might be slow than will rob your company. Let's look at the speed for processes. How quickly a person can line up a bolt into a hole, for example, also falls on a curve. Here's where continuous improvement efforts really help, and why you should not immediately blame the person. Let's say a lot of people are having trouble with a process. That means that the spec limit is probably close to the bigger part of the curve. Continuous improvement efforts let you move the spec limit well outside of the mass of people in the middle and out towards the tail. With good work design, you should be able to set your processes up so most people can keep up at a reasonable pace. Poor processes require extraordinary human effort. Good processes are easy to do. You can also impact the way people match with the job requirements through training and personal development. Let's look at this curve. With good training, you can pinch the curve a lot narrower and help more people get into that area where the pace of work is not too fast for them. Now, this is not a typical improvement pattern because we really are not trying to narrow the curve completely. We don't want to reduce performance at the high end. What we're actually doing is skewing the curve. But if you know anything about bell curves, it's really hard to get that whole tail to fit inside the spec limit. It's not just that it is hard to do, you sometimes don't want to do it. If you relax requirements too much so nearly everyone can do a job, some people are going to be really bored because the pace is too slow for them. They'll hate the job. And that gets me back to my original point. There are a lot of people that I am glad are not flying my plane or operating on me or managing my money at my bank or running the cooling tower at the local reactor.